York.
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
And a good Wednesday evening to everybody. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking some beautiful weather for Friday as well as the weekend, but we have to get through a little bit of rain first. So let's take a live look right now at downtown Utica, where it is quite hazy, 81 degrees as of 6:08 this evening, dew point of 64, and that means that we also have a wind out of the northwest at 9 miles an hour at this time. The heat index is 82 degrees as well. In spite of the fact that we do have all that haze, the air quality remains good across most of our area, and it's going to remain that way during the overnight hours and through the day tomorrow as well. As far as temperatures go at this time, we have most of us into the 80s right now. We have 81 downtown Utica, 82 in Syracuse, 87 over in Buffalo, and most of New England and the Northeast is up into the 80s, with the exception of Pittsburgh and Washington, 92 respectively, or 90 and 92 respectively, and then up in Portland, it's at 77 right now. Those dew points are up into the 60s and 70s area wide, however, and you'll notice as you head up toward the northwest that there is not much in terms of color. That means there are dew points at 50 degrees or below, and that's what's going to come our way as a result of the cold front that is heading our way for tomorrow. The cold front right now is over toward portions of Michigan and Chicago, Indiana as well, and as we head through tomorrow, it'll head our way. It's got an area of low pressure riding along it, and it'll become stalled over the southern tier of New York and northeastern Pennsylvania, where the heaviest of rain is expected to occur. Before we see that rain, though, we could see some of that surface smoke making its way down toward the surface and again in the middle and upper levels of the atmosphere. But as I mentioned earlier, air quality not expected to be much of an impact. Temperatures tomorrow will be significantly cooler than the last couple of days, with areas up toward the north and down toward the south into the 60s and maybe reaching 73 degrees at best. That's just a modest production here in downtown Utica. Overnight tonight, we'll have temperatures in the 60s, again not making much headway during the day tomorrow with the rain. Areas to the north will be warmer than areas to the south, because areas to the north will remain a little bit on the drier side. And then Friday, we all start to dry out. The best risk for any flash flooding tomorrow would be over portions of Otsego, Chenango, and Madison counties. And as far as rainfall totals are concerned, there could be as much as ½ an inch to an inch of rain in those areas that I just mentioned, a little bit less than that as you head up toward the north. So tomorrow, 70 to 75 with, again, rain likely for most of the day. Other than that, a lot of overcast skies. Will be between 75 and 80 on Tuesday with a mix of sun, or on Friday, I should say, with a mix of sun and clouds. Saturday and Sunday, sunny, 80 to 85 both days with low humidity, and the trend of low humidity and sunshine looks to continue into next week with highs in the low to mid 80s, which is where we should be for this time of year. Latest forecast is available on cnyhomepage.com, and like me on Facebook to find me there. Thomas, back to you.
Thank you, Jordan. Still to come on Eyewitness News.
News is brought to you by Nye Automotive Group. Come see why it's gotta be Nye. Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
And a good Wednesday evening to everybody. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking a little bit of rain for our Thursday, but that's the signal of some cooler and much less humid weather heading our way for Friday and the weekend, which looks absolutely beautiful. So let's take a live look right now at downtown Utica, where we still have a bit of humidity. The dew point is certainly lower than it was at this time last night. It's still 62 degrees, and that means the temperature will be cooler than it was last night as well. I'll show you that differential in a second. 71 is the current temperature and the heat index, and we also have a calm wind at this time. So there's that temperature differential, and in most cases it's either neutral or in some cases 1 to 2 degrees cooler, except for in Norwich. It's actually 2 degrees warmer than it was at this time last night. Oswego and Watertown 2 to 4 degrees warmer than this time, but basically give or take will be cooler than we were last night because of the fact that those dew points are lower in terms of the low temperature, although there still could be some fog. Temperatures across the valley, again, 71 in Utica, 69 in Herkimer. We've got Old Forge at 67, but Albany's still hanging on to some of that heat, 79 at this time, and Syracuse is at 75. So again, those dew points are dropping into the 50s already up toward the north. That's a measure of how much moisture is in the air, so that means the temperatures there could drop into the upper 50s. The rest of us from the valley on toward the south, mainly between 60 and 65 for those dew points right now. We've got an area of low pressure over southern Ontario, making its way through Michigan as well as Ohio at this time, and it's got a cold front associated with it. That low pressure in the front will stall to our south over portions of the Catskills, northeastern Pennsylvania, where the heaviest rain is expected to occur tomorrow into tomorrow night before it finally moves out on Friday morning, and we see a nice weekend ahead of us. Before some of that rain moves in, you could see a little bit of haze not only in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, but also down at the surface, although I don't expect air quality to be impacted. That was the case today. Air quality was in the good category, with temperatures tomorrow certainly much cooler than it has been as of recently. Most of us struggling to get into the middle and upper 60s. Maybe if we get lucky, we'll get into the low 70s here in downtown Utica. And for tomorrow, we'll have a lot of clouds and rain building in during the late morning into the early afternoon. The heaviest rain from the valley on toward the south, where there could be as much as half an inch to an inch of rain before it finally clears out as we head through the day on Friday, and some of us as early as Thursday night. So again, the best chance of flash flooding toward the south, where there could be as much as half an inch to an inch of rain. A little bit less than that as you head up toward the north, where temperatures are expected to be a little bit warmer during the day tomorrow. Even warmer as we go through Friday, 75 to 80, with some morning clouds, afternoon sun. A lot of sunshine both Saturday and Sunday, back between 80 and 85. And then the sunshine looks to hang around, and so does the low humidity and seasonable temperatures Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week.
Thank you, Jordan. With the return.
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
And a pleasant Wednesday evening to you once again. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking a little bit of rain as we head through tomorrow before we see some absolutely beautiful weather for the first few days of August. Still a little on the mild side, even as of 11:13 this evening. Temperature 70 degrees. Dew point at 62. We have a calm wind though, and the heat index is at 70. That dew point is also much lower than it has been in recent nights, and so are the temperatures, at least not much lower. In some cases, it's actually a little bit warmer. Some cases neutral, and in some cases a little bit cooler than they were at this time last night. But because the dew point is lower than it has been, we'll see those temperatures dropping from where they've been in recent nights. Still right at 70 degrees downtown Utica, same thing up in Pasco. It's 71 in Johnstown, 69 in Herkimer, 68 in Cooperstown, and 67 in Oneonta. The dew points are in the upper 50s up in Old Forge, but the rest of us are into the lower and middle 60s, especially further to the south that you had. And as we take a look at our satellite and radar right now, we do have an area of low pressure and a cold front making its way through the Great Lakes region into Ohio and soon to be into Pennsylvania before long. And that's going to head our way, but it's tracking toward the south during the day tomorrow. So the heaviest rain will be to our south. And before we deal with that, we'll be dealing with not only some mid and upper level haze, but also some of that making its way down toward the surface. So if we do see any sunshine, it would be rather filtered out there. Most of the day is going to be pretty overcast, with again that rain becoming likely as the late morning into the early afternoon rolls on. So temperatures during the day tomorrow will struggle to get to 65 to 70 for most of us, maybe squeaking out the low to mid 70s in the Mohawk Valley if we see enough sunshine. But again, a lot of clouds are going to be dominant during the overnight hours. During the day tomorrow, rain likely from the valley on toward the south. The North Country may not even see a single drop of rain through tomorrow night into Friday morning when this all comes to an end, and then the heaviest rain will likely be further toward the south, but that's track dependent. So if it comes further to the north, we'll see more rain further to the north, and if it moves further to the south, we'll see less rain even further to the south. The best risk for any flash flooding occurring during the day tomorrow and into tomorrow night would be from the valley on toward the south, and even there it's rather low. The highest amounts of rain will be across northeastern Pennsylvania, the Catskills, into northern New Jersey. Most of us seeing a quarter to maybe even half an inch of rain, less than that as you head up toward the north, more as you head toward the south. But again, that's track dependent, so it may waver between now and then. But as we head through Friday, we know that we will certainly see a lot of sunshine in the afternoon, maybe a few clouds in the morning with highs of 75 to 80, even warmer as we go through Saturday and Sunday, but still looking absolutely beautiful with a lot of sunshine, and that trend looks to continue into next week with low humidity on top of it.
Thanks again, Jordan. You're watching Eyewitness News at 11. Stay with